there, I'm Gabby and I'm a wet on wet oil painter, and I want to talk today about making water too long. So I heard this subject come up online. Some people were really offended that somebody would say that people make their water too long. Other people were like, I don't understand what they're saying. And the person who posted it had their heart in the right place, and what they were trying to say is a mistake that a lot of people make. And I instantly knew exactly what he was talking about. And he didn't have a very good explanation or any examples to show anybody. So I decided that I was going to do a video that I could share with my wider community, just to give you an idea of what too long water means, at least when it comes to the sense of a lake, and how to deal with it. Before we go any further, if you guys could like, share, and especially subscribe to my channel, that would be wonderful. So let's look at what we have here. Right now, we have this picture. I slapped it together in about 2 minutes. Obviously a sky, mountain, some grass, and this lake. Now, the problem with this is it's fairly flat color, and it's really, really long. And believe it or not, that's sort of a problem. Because even though it's fairly level in my lines that go across, because it's so long, it looks like it's pouring out of the picture. Now I'm going to exacerbate that problem by putting in some trees. What happens is you're making your lake or your body of water so long and then not properly distributing the size of your trees. So if this were really as long as it is, this lake would go on forever, okay? These trees back here would be that big. Not that big, first of all, okay? So you're ending up with uneven composition, and you're totally ruining your concept of depth in your picture. So what do you do to deal with this? Well, let's go through and I can show you guys sort of some of the things that you can do. Now you need to think about where you want your water to be. Now this tree back here I'm going to have to completely get rid of because it's actually causing me more problems than I can even deal with. Okay, if we want to have some water that's further in the back, then it's okay. We can leave that water that's there in the back. But then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get rid of basically the rest of the lake, okay? So it's okay to have water that's back there. But first of all, again, we're going to have to get rid of most of that lake. So let's cut the lake off. And we just do that by just adding some greenery in there. Okay, and I get that it looks really messed up right now. That's okay. The next thing that we're going to do to mitigate our problems is we're going to put in some lines. Now every horizontal line creates depth in your picture, okay? And we want depth. And we also want it to look like our lake isn't falling out, okay? So we can leave that there. And then what we would do is basically cover up, and just like that, you see how you can have that water further away. And that would be a fairly big lake at that distance even. Like it is almost too long even in the state that it's in right now. And that's what he meant when he was saying people have too long of water. Okay? So I'm going to cover it up even some more. Because if it's off at a distance, you're not going to see much of that water. Okay? Now we have to do some stuff to deal with the rest of this, okay? Because we still have a very long lake that looks like it's about to pour out the bottom of our picture. So now, let's fix this part of the lake down here. Obviously this is a lot closer to us, but it's still going to have some distance in it, okay? So in order to create that distance, again, horizontal lines. And so just like that, I dealt with sort of the problem of having this overly long lake. Now, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be going on in here that isn't going on in here. Again, not going for a perfect picture, just going for an example to show you guys. But how it looked before, where it looked like the water was falling out of the picture, and now it looks a lot less like the water is falling out of the picture. And that is really the point of this sort of subject, is just to give you guys an idea of what long water looks like, and kind of how to mitigate a little bit of it. always keep in mind the size of stuff and how much detail it should have based on where it's located. All right, guys, definitely not perfect, but I hope it sort of drove home the point of the concept of long water. Actually, before we stop, I think I'm going to do a river too. You have to keep in mind too, like how distant something looks and how big it's going to be based on that distance. So just by putting that in there, hopefully it'll kind of give you guys the idea of how sort of silly that looks. I'll put a waterfall here. The point is, even if you did see this river snaking halfway back up to the mountain, it's going to be tiny even by here, and then it's going to be covered up by shrubbery and stuff as it comes down. So you're not even going to see that, okay? And that's another really good example sort of long water. We don't want that. You can have it if you want to have it, but you will give people the impression that your water is falling out of your picture. And from one artist to another, and for somebody who's sold a lot of pieces, if it looks like the water's falling out of the picture, people aren't going to like it. They notice it right away. It sticks out like a sore thumb big time. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all I wanted to show you guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section of the video. If you want to get in touch with me, find me on my Facebook page, Wet Oil. Otherwise, definitely just leave a comment in the comment section and I will do my best to address it. I'm Gabby. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, and also check out my videos where I am interviewing other wet on wet oil painters, and then please go to their pages, subscribe to their channels. They all sort of have different things that are really great about them, and they really are a lot of fun to watch. And I guess until next time, guys, I really do hope that you fall in love with oil painting just as much as I have. Bye.